pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the Motor City, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
If we gonna do it, we got to do it right. All right, there we go. Mic check, mic check. What up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Friday, the 8th of August, and today is game day. Let me shout out everybody in the chat real quick, and then we'll get on with the show. Shout out to, we got Shift God in the building. What's up, nephew? We got Braylon Dennis, Stat Pat, God Monkey. What's up, Kiera? How you doing? We got Win and 1021. What up, though? Hey, appreciate you, big dog. We got something brewing in the works. I think y'all gonna like it. I think y'all are going to like it. Today is game day. The Detroit Lions officially played the first. This is officially the first preseason game. The preseason officially kicked off last night, and I did not get to see any games. I was too busy doing other things, man. It was so much stuff going on. I mean, it's been a lot going on lately in my life, but we are here. It's kind of funny because the offseason seems so slow, and then near the end, it picked up, and next thing you know, it is time for the season to resume. But the Detroit Lions play the Atlanta Falcons today. Again, we probably won't see anybody that's going to be a starter, but this is a great chance for us to get some looks at the backup depth. So that should be entertaining. Let me see. What up? Yo, what's good? What's up, Wave Kid? What's going on? Did we sign Tracy Walker? No, we did not. But Tracy Walker, for whatever reason, has been suspended for 12 games of the NFL season. As a matter of fact, let's get right into it. Let me see if I still have that tweet, because I wanted to talk about that on Lion Syndicate, but I never got around to making that video. I thought I saved it, but I don't think I have it. I don't think I saved it. I wanted to bring it in, but it's not too much. Yeah. All right, so this guy is not on our team anymore, but I wanted to discuss this and get you guys' thoughts. Former Detroit Lions safety Tracy Walker has been suspended for 12 games. Now, there has not come out why this suspension has happened. We can speculate, which is not, probably the best thing to do, but I am intrigued. I am a bit, I kind of am wondering, what could it be about? They haven't said anything about why, but I'm wondering what it could be about. Again, no speculation, but that's what I want to talk about. Now, he was cut from the Detroit Lions a few years ago. He wind up getting picked up by the 49ers, but I don't think he saw any game time. And as far as him coming back to Detroit, I don't think that happens. But I don't want to speculate. But if you look at other, like, what could it be, right? If you look at other situations where people were suspended 12 games, that's a lot of games. That's probably not substance abuse, right? Or some type of, and I said I don't want to speculate, and that's exactly what I'm about to do. But I'm wondering, and I don't, this is slippery territory, but I guess, you know, if I'm in the business of talking about news, I got to just put it out there. I'm wondering do you think, okay, here's how I can phrase this. Do you think it could be domestic related? Because I'm thinking about like Ray Rice. I'm thinking about other 12-game suspensions. And why were they? Right? So could this be domestic? We know it's not gambling, because gambling is going to take you out for 6 games or the whole season. We know that it is probably not drug related, because those are much shorter sentences, if you will. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, the first thing I thought of was it something domestic? Now, he does have a wife and stuff like that. And again, to speculate is tough, but I'm wondering if that is what that is. So when said ESPN had him on our roster, well, that would be way, way behind, because that is not the case. Tracy Walker has not been on our team at least, I know, all last season. I feel like it might be even, he might have got, he hasn't been on our team. Was he on our team? You know what? He was. 2023 was his last year, because he was on the sideline. He was inactive for like the last 7 games. He was dressed, him and Broderick Martin was hanging out on the sideline. So, I got to take a Broderick Martin shot. But yeah, so I'm wondering if it is domestic related. Braylon says hasn't been in a year. Yeah, he hasn't been on our team in a minute. What's up, Fave? What's good? So again, speculation. You don't want to put this on anybody, but just wondering what it could be. If you got any thoughts of what it could be, let me know down in the comment section below. Why did Tracy Walker get suspended for 12 games? Let me see if I can find anything. Tracy Walker suspension. Let's see if we can find out anything. All right, so here is what, let me bring this in. If you look at, all right, so this is like the overview coming from Google, of course. Says former Detroit Lions safety Tracy Walker has been suspended for the first 12 games of the 2025 NFL season by the league, according to reports. The reason for the suspension has not been publicly disclosed. Walker, who is currently a free agent, can sign with a team and participate in preseason activities, but the suspension will take effect once teams finalize their 53-man roster. So the suspension is for the first 12 games of the season. Doesn't affect his free agent status. He was released by the 49ers. He can sign with any team. He will miss 12 games of the season. But no reason has been given, and this is down here. So pure speculation, just wondering, based on other accounts, what could be the reason that Tracy Walker has been suspended for 12 games? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Danny says, sound like, he says, my banner says Wednesday. Sounds like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll fix it. Appreciate that. Go get Gilmore. He's a free agent. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But let me know your thoughts, and thank you for that typo. Happens a lot. Let me know why you think Tracy Walker was suspended for 12 games. I swear, man, I'm dyslexic or something. I swear I am, bro. But yeah, I appreciate that. I will fix that. Danny says, sound like gambling. Q-Ball says, go get Gilmore. He's a free agent. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the next subject here. I want you guys to give me your thoughts on this, all right? Because I think this is something that we definitely need to talk about. Let me pull up my information here. So we got You guys know that we have Motor City Cats. He's going to be joining the team. It's already official. He has access to this channel here. Nick is still part of the team. I still haven't got a chance to talk to Nick. I'll probably reach out to him after the game tonight or tomorrow. And probably Motor City, Chef, Don P will start probably next week. He's going to be doing the show on Fridays. So I did reach out to another guy that you guys put on my radar. I just didn't think he had time, but he might just have time, and that is Spirit of Detroit Podcast. I reached out to him and saw if he wanted to talk Lions. Like, if he wants to get on, he can get on too. Just give me a day, give me a time, and he can be part of the team as well. This channel was meant to compete with Woodward Sports, but be homegrown, right? And I'm not saying that these guys are not, but the purpose of this channel was literally to compete with them. So in order to do that, it has to be more than just me. Speaking of just me, man, we hit 5,000 subscribers for the second time. So we just crossed that. Not too shabby if I say so myself. We had hit it. Then I didn't make any content for 6 months. We dropped below and then shot back up very well. One thing I can say about the Detroit Lions community is they stick around. They understand that this stuff is seasonal and they will not leave, man. It's pretty cool to see the loyalty that you guys have. And thank you again. Now that typo is bothering me, man. I forgot the A. That's crazy. That typo is bothering me. Thank you, B. Eli Apple was just released. He won't even bring in Judon. No reason to not get Samuel. Really? Okay. All right. So let me do this then. Let me pull up Asante Samuel Jr. I can't believe he's still a free agent, man. That's crazy. And then what we can do is you know what? Let's do this first. Let's make two separate segments. All right. So let's do this one first, and then we'll go into that one. So you guys know by now that Detroit Lions cornerback, second-year cornerback, Ennis Rakestraw is done for the season. I want the comments to get involved in this, and the channel has been picking up, man. The comment section is blowing up. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of September. So Ennis Rakestraw, Detroit Lions second-round pick in 2024, was injured in practice about a week ago. Terrion Arnold put it out that it wasn't looking too good. And Terrion's funny because Terrion is like our connection. He's like the Lions connection with social media. Like, he puts out a lot of stuff that we really haven't seen outside of him. It's like the Lions are really no player is really involved like that on social media, but Terrion is all over the place. He kind of put it out there that Ennis was probably done. So we started speculating. Dan Campbell didn't want to say, but came out and confirmed that he's done for the season. Well, Dan didn't do it, but it was confirmed yesterday. He had shoulder surgery and he was done for the season. I got to put this out there. Do not DM the man telling him he's going to get cut. Look, Twitter is a cesspool of degenerates. It really is. Some might include me, but that ain't the case. People are apparently, I don't know if this is Twitter or IG, are in the DMs of Ennis Rakestraw telling him he's going to get cut. I say do something better with your life, all right? Which is insane. But anyway, so from a football standpoint, Ennis is a miss right now. We went back-to-back corners after trading for a corner, right? So we traded for Terrion Arnold Carlton Davis III during free agency, gave up a pick. Then we drafted two corners in the first and second round. One of them is injured going into his second year, and the other one is injured and done for the season going into his second year. So second year's a wash. Now he's going into year 3. This is a big year for Ennis Rakestraw. Big year, right? Never want to see a player get hurt. That is not, never wish a player gets hurt. But as I discussed yesterday on Lion Syndicate, this is a what have you done for me now business. We have seen multiple players lose their starting job, fade out of the NFL for injuries, right? Now, one thing that I didn't understand is we're talking about people say that Ennis was a backup. That is, first of all, the dude was a second-round pick. He is also depth. You saw what happened to us last year because of attrition. Why would you? So we're getting mad that the guy got injured who wasn't going to start. That is stupid to me. Everybody on your team, all 53 men are valuable. Every last one of them, right? So if Davenport gets hurt, then we going to need Mohammed or Hassanin, right? If I'm not even going to say this other guy's name because he was already hurt. He coming back from injury, right? So look what happened when we started losing people. Derek Barnes goes out. We have to go get Ezekiel Turner, right? So to talk about that he wasn't going to start is stupid to me. So, but Ennis Rakestraw, what do you think this means for year 3? That's the question that I have for you. What do you think this means for year 3? StatPass says one of Alabama's finest. Okay, let me see. Injuries have been our Achilles heel, not our opponents. We keep our players fit. If we keep our players fit, we can win the championship. Bro, we bring him back. So I don't know. I don't know what this means for year 3 when it comes to Ennis Rakestraw, but I know that it is a crucial year. He's a 2nd-round pick. So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? He does not get a 5th year. He's going into year 3. So you know who Ennis is to me right now? Ennis is Ife Melifonwu. Ife Melifonwu was hurt year 1, year 2, half of year 3, and then wind up coming in being low-key a dog for us, and then was injured again year 4. I feel like that Ennis has that potential to be the next Ife Melifonwu, where we might get some good games, some good snaps out of him, and then he might disappear. I don't want that to happen for him. He's young. He's 23 years old. He's got a future in the NFL, but he's got to be able to stay healthy. And to see him injured in practice really, really sucks. It really does. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think about Ennis. What do you think this means for the future? So that means that he's lost, essentially. Instead of 34 games of experience, he has 8. That's a big deal going into your second to last year of your rookie deal. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Wynn says, how long will Pascal be out? We don't know yet. Have no idea. What's up, D? Says, bro, we bringing back my brother Zadarius. I don't know. I saw the press conference or the 97 won a ticket interview. I don't know, man. I don't know. It still seems like the same. The good news, the best part of that interview was that they're still in touch. That was the best part. If Brad would have said we haven't talked to him, then the door would be shut, in my opinion. But the fact that they still dialogue is very good. What's up, Skill? What's going on, man? Cut Martin and sign Smith. We have plenty of carryover money. Yeah, you know what? I don't even know if I think Martin on his way out anyway. The Detroit Lions have signed some QBs. Let me see. All right, y'all throwing a name out there. I can't believe this guy is a free agent. I really can't. I don't know why he's still a free agent. Okay, so let me go to Spot Track. So I'm gonna tell y'all what, man. You guys ever been on something where you just like you can't stop thinking about it, right? Or you've been so fixated on something that it's hard for you to stop thinking about it? That's me. And every so often I'll fixate on a studio. I was watching, I saw a community post from Tom Grassi. He's a Green Bay Packer YouTuber, but he's kind of more than that. So he has a show with Brandon Perna, which is a Denver Broncos creator. They're both big, just under 1 million subscribers. I think both of them together have like almost 2 million. And it's great that they can work together. But Tom lived in New York, but he was a Packer. He's a Packers fan. He wind up moving to Wisconsin. Like you already know, I don't know if he got a house across from Lambeau or whatever, but what YouTube was able to do for him is crazy. But he's got a new spot, a new studio, and it's huge. It's huge. And I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about people coming to my house, right? But I'm fixated on the studio space. I really am. But in order to do that, and I've discussed this last year, I would probably need to make a steady 10 grand a month. If I could do that, then the studio could be a real possibility. I would still have like the basement studio, but I would do I would have a unique spin on how things are done. All right, so let me pull up. I want to know how many people are out there. We're going to do, okay. Where are you at? I can't just do. Okay, here we go. All right. Available. UDFA. Oh, here we go. It's right there. Okay. I'll share when you make a topic. Okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Skill. Share what, man? I got an interesting take regarding Brad Holmes and our D line / DE. What you believe lack thereof. Okay. Go ahead, man. And if it's good, we can make it a topic. And I'll wait on this one. But while we're waiting on that, tonight is game day. Tonight is game day. The Detroit Lions go to Atlanta. They've got 2 home games for the preseason, which will be the next 2 weeks. I am excited to see Hendon Hooker is supposed to get the start, so we don't have to bear through Nate or Kyle Allen for the first half. We get to see Hendon right away. I'm excited, man. Who are you most excited to see today? Probably on offense is Hendon. Defense, I'm going to keep my eye on Hassanin. He's going to be and Broderick Martin. I'm most excited to see those two. Let me see. They can get reps in regular season. All right, so while you're doing that, Skill, I'll wait on you a little bit more. But I'm wondering, who do you think we're going to see today? You think we're going to see Cousins today? Because don't forget, Kirk Cousins is still on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to give Skill for a minute if he's typing. Because I don't want to start the segment and then he puts it in there. But I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to go to these games. I'm hyped all around. Braylon says Hooker Tesla. That's right. That's right. I'm in. Yeah. I forgot about that. I think I've seen enough from Isaac, though. I think he's going to be solid. I would give Hooker all the reps. So would I. I think you should. I really think Brad should, but he won't. Or Dan. Dan will. All right, hold on. Checking something out real quick. Okay, maybe he'll come back and drop it later. I mean, it could be Levi's replacement. He could. Or Josh. Okay. All right. Oh, right on time. Let's need tenure. Biggest free agent acquisition were Ashawn Robinson, Ramsey, and Odell Beckham. Every free agent has been a bargain, yet Snead is great in the draft. Okay. All right. So what you want to know from me? We have the formula to win. Just keep our players fit. That's Brad issue or playbook. Okay, so you're saying Les needs tenure of biggest free agent acquisition were Ashawn Robinson, Jalen Ramsey. But see, okay, that's already wrong, Skillful, because they traded for Ramsey. They traded the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they gave up 2 firsts for Jalen Ramsey. So I don't know if that hurts your argument. Is that what you're saying? And Jalen Ramsey was expensive. The Rams traded for Matthew Stafford, but before that, they traded for Jalen Ramsey. Then they tried to trade for Brian Burns, but Carolina said no. They were going to give up. The Rams didn't have a first-round pick for what, 6 years? It was somebody before that too, I think. So I don't know if that alters your argument. Oh, you meant Von Miller. Okay. So just replace. What's up, Andrew? So you're saying replace Jalen Ramsey with Von Miller. Okay. All past prime. I don't know. You think so? You think Jalen Ramsey was past his prime? I think he is now. But you think, I think he is. When Jalen was traded to Miami, I think he was like at the top of his prime. I definitely think he's on a decline now. Look, just put your whole comment, put one comment. So that way we can, if you want, if it's a good, we can make it a segment. No, Von Miller is on the Washington Commanders. He is on the Washington Commanders. But I like where you're going with this, though. What's up? Jay Bud says, I feel like the defense is going to have a lot of injuries. Again, I hope I'm wrong. All right, so when you're done Skillful, just put the whole thing in there. When you're done, I'll pin the comment and we can make it a video. So I got a question for the viewer. We've been hearing a lot coming out of camp that the defense is performing better than the offense. I don't know how to feel about that. We have seen this time and time again. Is it a reason that we should be concerned for the offense now that we lost Benedict the Snake Johnson? Or is it that we got to change the scenery with Kelvin Shepherd? We got some new defensive pieces, and the defense is just that good. I don't know what to think. We have heard this time and time again, and we have been disappointed time and time again. I don't know how to feel. Q-Ball says our O-line is cooked. Braylon says change of scenery. I think it's too early to tell. Now, did we get some upgrades? Yes. Did we lose some folks? Absolutely. If you ask me right now, personnel-wise, we're probably at a balance. In my opinion, the defensive line is a trade-off. You had Hutch, you lost Hutch. You gained Smith, you had Davenport, you lost Davenport, you gained Smith, Hutch was still out, right? So now, what's the difference? We got the defensive line overall. Can we say it really upgraded? Aleem McNeil, Tyleek Williams, Marcus Davenport, Zadarius Smith, Aiden Hutchinson, who else, right? So just, I guess, addition by subtraction. We didn't have Hutch, now we do. So you got to say the defensive line upgraded, which is, to me, cheating. But okay, we'll give you that. We gained Tyleek, but we lost Aleem, right? We don't have Josh Pascal temporarily. And then, what's his name? Levi is done for the year. He might be done as a Detroit Lion, but knowing Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they'll re-sign this guy. I fully expect him to be back the same way Davenport, Mosley, and a lot of other injured players, especially if they don't get time to show their worth, they will get another chance. So, do you believe that the defense is better? Wynn says Tim just hyping up the defense, meaning Tim Twentyman, the Lions sideline reporter. Hutch is on a mission, absolutely. Don't forget, Hutch came off that season-ending injury in Michigan and had the best year of his collegiate career. He's probably going to do the same thing. And this is actually bad for the Lions. This is bad. It's great for Hutch, but it's bad for the Lions because Hutch about to be the highest paid non-quarterback. If he don't get paid this year and he goes and does what he got his mind set to, Brad going to come out a lot of money. He talked about it on 97 The Ticket. Levi going to get a 5-year deal when he come back. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. At least a 2-year deal. That's what's going to happen. I need to see. I think we can't even look at the joint practices coming up because this is practice, right? We're not going to really see. We're not going to know what our defense is until October. That's when we're going to be like, okay, because it could come out blazing and fall apart. It could come out whack and get better. I don't know what the defense is going to be, but I don't buy into it right now. I would love for it to be top 10, top 5. If we had a top 10 defense, we win the Super Bowl. I truly believe that. If our offense is between 1 and 3 and we have a top 10 defense to end the season, we're winning the Super Bowl. That's what I think. What's up, B says, this is a common theme throughout the entire NFL. The defense is ahead of the offense on every team. Listen to Sirius XM NFL radio and you'll hear the same thing I've heard. I could believe that. I could believe that. So I don't know, 100%. Yeah. So let me know what you think. Do you think that should we really buy into the defense? I'm going to say pump the brakes on that. We got to see. I do believe DJ Reed is an upgrade for sure. I do like the fact that we lost Aleem, but we gained Tyleek. I just want to see. I would be much more confident with a reliable edge, even one like Zadarius Smith. And we talked about in Wednesday's show, the potential of Brad bringing in Matthew Judon and Zadarius Smith. Like, if he did that, I think I would be cool. I would be cool. You know what I'm saying? That would go a long way to repairing my faith in him when it comes to the edge rusher position. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. All right, so I missed Skillful. Okay, Skillful says Snead tenure DBs were premium paid free agents. Spent big on Ramsey, yet Miller and OBJ were cheap, not prime. Brad can afford to spend on 2 premium DEs, Hutch and Question, in today's market. Okay, Skillful. But we're not even talking about And we already talked about this in the segment, so I don't have to record it. But we already talked about this. I'm not asking Brad to do that. I know that, what's his name? Trey Hendrickson, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, TJ Watt, all of those guys that are already with teams. First of all, you got to give the capital up to get those guys. Then you got to pay those guys. So I'm not saying that. But Davenport, bro, like that's the best we could do. And then we were so desperate, we traded for a guy that we cut, which we talked about him before. Brad, this is Brad. He's not willing to go the extra mile, if you ask me, right? Now, you know what? Let's do this. I got a segment. Okay, so we're talking about Brad Holmes and Les Snead. And Skillful in the comment section has some thoughts about Brad Holmes and Les Snead. Let me see if I can find the comment again. He's talking about Snead. Says Snead spent big on Ramsey, yet Miller, so they traded for Ramsey, 2 first-round picks at least, and Miller, Von Miller, and Odell Beckham Jr. were cheap and not in their prime. Okay. Brad can afford to spend on 2 premium DEs, Hutch and whoever else in today's market. And I'm saying that we're not asking him to do that. We're not expecting him to do that. But since he brought up Snead, let's compare Snead. And we can sprinkle in Howie Roseman as well. We've already accepted that Brad is a great drafter. I'm going to say his overall drafting to me is like A minus. Yeah, he missed on Broderick Martin. I like to give him slack for that. He missed on a couple of people, but predominantly, to me, A minus, right? But is he willing to swing for the fences? You take a guy like Les Snead, since that's the one we'll focus on less. The Rams traded 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. Still wasn't enough. They traded 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. In the same year, they signed Von Miller. They signed Odell Beckham Jr. Neither one of those guys in the prime. What did it lead to? A Super Bowl. They drafted Aaron Donald, but they swung for the fences. Brad is a bunter. He's not going to swing for the fences. He's the guy that circles around. He can get a triple, but he gets scared and he stay on first, right? So I'm saying when you compare a guy like Snead is a risk taker. Matthew Stafford is the perfect quarterback for Les Snead. And what did it do? It got him a Super Bowl. I feel like Brad, and when I say that Brad liked to stay, he could run to third, but he liked to stay on first. We can't even get to second. We can't even get to second base, man. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why doesn't Brad want to run the extra base, go the extra mile, swing for the fences? He likes to play everything safe when it comes to some things. Zadarius Smith does not cost that much. So we're not talking about a Trey. We're not talking about any of the big name dudes. We're not talking about quote unquote an elite edge because we already have one. And we don't need to. If we had 2, we gonna be unstoppable. But we got 1 and then nobody. We got a bunch of sidekicks. None of these guys are even Robin to Aiden Hutchinson's Batman. Like Zadarius was. He was never gonna be Batman. He was always gonna be Robin. That's all we need. We don't have we got like Peter Parker's grandma. That's who we have. We got a guy who can't stay healthy, a guy who is a 6th-round pick with a motor, right? We've got all the other guys are like practice squad dudes. We got a practice squad guy in Ahmed. We have undrafted free agents in Mitchell Agude and Isaac Ukwu. We've got Mekhi Wingo, who is not healthy at the time. We've got Josh Pascal, not healthy at the time. So when is Brad going to try for an extra base? When is he going to swing for the fences? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that won't happen. I'm skeptical that Brad might possibly let Hutch walk or trade. Andrew, ain't no way. It ain't no way. If Brad Holmes was to trade or let Aiden Hutchinson walk, he would never hear the end of it. That would be the moment that every single Lions fan would turn on Mr. Holmes. Every last one of them. It ain't no way. He want a death wish? He want a death note? You go right ahead. You want to get fired immediately? you trade Aiden Hutchinson. Let that happen. The one thing I did not like was the other preseason games. He did not look. Yeah. Isn't that what happened with Sue? Andrew, that is what happened with Sue. That was a different regime. So we're talking about Brad and Dan. And Sue, as much as a monster Sue was, he wasn't Hutch. Hutch is a Boy Scout. Ndamukong Suh was dirty. He was a dirty player. I saw the dirty plays himself, with my own eyes. So, but I don't think it's fair to compare the two regimes. But let that happen. But when we're comparing Snead to Holmes, even though like Brad is a descendant of Les Snead, Brad likes to play everything safe. And I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to be itching for Brad to swing for the fences because he hasn't done it, right? He hasn't. To me, you don't swing for the fences in your draft unless you're going to pull a Saints and give up your whole draft for Ricky Williams. Like the draft, okay, what's the worst you could do? Trade a first-round pick? All right. But when you're talking about swinging for the fences, you're talking about taking your team over the top. And I think that's what the Lions are waiting on. And only Brad can do that. You could do it through the draft. It might take you several years. And I think Brad, you're looking right now at that 2024 draft, and it ain't looking too great. It ain't looking too great, right? We don't have a single superstar out of that entire draft, right? Terrion could be one. Ennis is right now an L. So Brad eventually, he might have to do it, right? So I don't know, man. I don't think you can compare the two just yet. And I think Brad has to be a little more aggressive in order to do that. But yeah, they let Hutch walk. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Let me see. Yeah, the ones. What's up, bro? Where you been? Where you been, bro? Ennis is done for the season. So we have lost 2 players for the season before the season even started. We lost Levi's gone and Ennis is gone. Levi had some work that was already needing to be done, and Ennis got hurt in practice, which is unfortunate. Jason, I love it, bro. Y'all giving me some content today. All right, so Jason in the comment section, and let's stay on topic if we can so I can read your comments. Jason says we're talking about Lions getting to the Super Bowl and what it will take. The fact that is Brad willing to swing for the fences. Jason with a great comment says, so is Z the missing piece for a Super Bowl? That is a great question. That's a great question. Ooh, okay. Before we go any further, and I give you my take, put your thoughts in the comment section. I'll try to read them off. And in the live chat as well. Is Zadarius Smith the missing piece to make it to a Super Bowl? I think, oh man, I think that's a complicated question. And I'll still answer it, but that's a complicated question. Let me start by saying what I think the missing piece could be. I think a Trey Hendrickson, an elite pass rusher, would definitely be a missing piece. But there aren't many of those. And the only one left that you could maybe unrealistically get your hands on would be Trey. Trey Hendrickson, in my opinion, even though he's a little bit younger than Zadarius, would be the missing piece. He would be. I think an elite pass rusher, absolutely. With Zadarius Smith, do I think he's the missing piece? The reason that I think that's hard, and I won't cop out, I'll give you an answer. The reason I think it's hard is because we haven't seen him, not only with Hutch, and we know that Hutch can carry the load. We also don't know what our defense is going to look like as a whole, right? You've got some guys that their talent can carry them. The elite pass rushers are those guys. I'm not saying that Zadarius is not talented, but he's also not an elite pass rusher for a reason. He's a great pass rusher, but he's not an elite pass rusher. Elite people take you to elite places, right? So you've got Aiden doing most of the heavy lifting. then you need you throw in with a companion. If our secondary is great, if our linebacker core is great, if Aiden stays healthy, if DJ Reader stays healthy, if Tyleek Williams healthy, Aleem comes back 100%, could Zadarius Smith be the missing piece for a Super Bowl? Man, that's a tough one. Because whatever I say, I stand on. Hey, Jay, that's a great question, bro. If all other things align, yes. And that was tough for me to say because y'all know how I feel about my edge rushers. If all other things align, yes. I don't think he would be if the secondary is trash, if the linebacker core takes a hit. I don't think so. With the right circumstance, which would be a great secondary, and it's there. It's there. If DJ Reed comes out and performs like he should, it could be there. You've got a healthy Derek Barnes. You've got Malcolm that'll come back eventually. You've got Alex that's playing for a contract. Let's not forget about that. That got me hype because Anzalone, he's not going to be done after this year. And he said that he's appreciative of his money, but he wanted more. But he knows it's a contract year. So he going to ball out too. If you throw in a mean, aggressive, vengeful Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, Tyleek / Aleem, and you drop in Zadarius, I think if it all is perfect, yes. Yes. So I had to pick a side. I really wanted to say no, but I had to pick a side. I'm going to pick yes. Let me see what you guys said in the comment section below. Braylon said, I mean, he could be. Q-Ball said, could be. Okay, Ansa says, okay, see, y'all cheated. Y'all are cheating. Let's try this again. I should have put this is when I wish I had a producer because I would have put a poll. Let's try this again. You cannot, there's no could be. There's no, you got it. You see how hard it was for me to pick a side? So you got to choose. You have to choose. You have to say yes or no. Now you can use my dialogue for your answer. Meaning, if you say yes, I know why you said yes. If you say no, there's no wrong answer, but you cannot say could be, would, he might. You cannot, you got to make a decision. What would you say? Braylon says yes. Bud Tree says, okay. Cassandra says no. Wynn says yes. But Meme says he's not the missing piece. Retro says yes. So it looks like you guys are split down the middle if he is the missing piece. I think that he's better than Davenport. Even when Davenport was healthy, I think he's better than Davenport. Zadarius Smith has been a constant performer if he's been healthy. So is Zadarius Smith the missing piece for the Lions to win a Super Bowl? I think, you know what? My answer was not that hard. I made it harder than it should have been. You know why? Because last year you could see, last year told you the answer. He's not if you don't have the right things around him. And this is no knock to Zadarius, but the Detroit Lions were depleted and he wasn't the missing piece. Now, if you've got a guy, but also he did not play with Hutch. And I think that is a big deal. So I'm still going to stand on business and say yes, but I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Dern says, what was the question? Jason put the question, is Zadarius Smith, because we were talking about edge rushers, is Zadarius Smith the missing piece for the Lions to win a Super Bowl? My answer was that it's complicated. It's extremely complicated. And then that's when you came in. Q-Ball says no. I agree if the rest of the defense stays healthy. Fave says yeah. Plus, Z wants to be here. He's found a home, even got a Detroit woman, too. And the offense needs to come together. Z has no control over that. Stat says he's not. Okay. Man, I wish I would have put out a poll. But that would have been cool. So, I mean, again, I don't like saying what a person is not. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, you don't have to point out what a person isn't. Commend them for what they are, right? Well, Jared Goff he's know this, right? Brad Holmes, he's know that. Somebody said something about Brad Holmes. I wanted to talk about. If you're still in here, I think it was who said something about being too tough on Brad Holmes. Okay, Brian says the question is, do you go all in for one chance at a Super Bowl, or do you try to build a team that will contend for a Super Bowl for many years to come? B, for me, it is the former. Because the latter is a bunch of shoulda, coulda, maybe, wouldas, right? The Lions for the Super Bowl is what, 60 years old this year? Is it 60 years old? And for 60 years, the entire Super Bowl era, which, think about this, the Super Bowl era is older than the NFL itself, meaning the NFL is 60 years, is 100 years. But the NFL has been around longer with the Super Bowl era than before the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So from the NFL just turned 100. So from 1920 to now, 105 years, the Super Bowl has been around for 60, and the opposite was 45. Right? If my math is correct. So for me, put us in the history books all day, every day. You know how many people have died waiting on the Lions? And I know this is like a rhetorical question and not directly at you, but you know how many people have come and gone? You know how many people have been waiting? How many generations have been sitting and saying, maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year. And then one day, and this kind of gives me goosebumps. One day, you will witness, there will be a generations that will live to say, you saw the Lions win their very first Super Bowl. Just think about that. That kind of gives me goosebumps just to even talk about. One day, me, somebody's kids, my will say, hey, we saw the Lions win their first Super Bowl. And nobody can ever take that away from you. So for me, one all day. I'd rather give me that one, because contention doesn't mean anything. Look what happened last year and the year before that, right? So one team wins every year. Contention is great. Winning is everything. So that's me. Myles Garrett is the missing piece. Terrence, 100%. We talked about that, 100%. An elite pass rusher is the missing piece. Myles Garrett, okay. TJ Watt, those guys are the missing piece. Zadarius need a whole team. Terrence says we were the ish in the 50s. Yeah. My mother wasn't a thing until, you know what? I think I was meant to be this way. My mother was born in 1957. This was probably always my destiny. My mom was born in 1957, man. Derek, do you want to go to the preseason game? Hey, what we talking, bro? Because I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't paying for no preseason tickets. I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm feeling some type of way. I'm gonna tell you why. So the Lions have the most expensive tickets in the NFL. I was 2 days out from being a season ticket holder, and I don't know how I feel about paying like regular people, like peasant prices. And what I mean by that is, if I just hold on a little bit more, spend all my money on the away games, then I might get that call during the season. So I'm not boycotting the stadium, but I'm just like, yo, it's getting harder. They keep going up every year, and I'm going to these road games. And so I'm like, if I just wait a little bit, then I'll be a season ticket holder. So I haven't made a decision. I bought 2 like a month ago for me and my wife. She has to work all day. Bro, you know what's crazy? And you probably get this a lot, man. But you said wife. And I'm just like, ain't you like 17? I know you're not, bro. But, I mean, you got like the baby face, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't want to pay for any tickets. So yeah, I think I'll pass, but I appreciate you. Yeah, almost 300 for standing room tickets is a slap in the face. Oh man. What y'all think? Y'all think I should go on the 16th? And you know, this ain't no, cause I pay for mine. Like I pay, you know, people offer me tickets and I pay, but I'm like, if somebody offered this year, I think I'm gonna turn them down. I've already had offers, but I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling some type of way. Like I was right there, and the fact that they keep going up and stuff like that. So yeah. Yep. Let me talk to the wife. You got me on IG, right? Let me talk to her because I like to run stuff past her, and then I'll let you know, man. I will let you know for sure because I know it'll be lit. We can have a good time. So I appreciate you though, man. But yeah, this not a knock or nothing. I usually first thing I do is offer is I ask how much. But I was like, you know, I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, you want to go to this game? You want to go to this game? And I'm just like, if the ticket ain't free, I'm not, you know, because then next year I'll have a bonus ticket that I have to find something to do with. So I'll probably and I can't sell it. So I'll probably wind up doing something where each week, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Somebody can go with me. You know what I mean? Or maybe I just take the L and have space in my seats. I don't know. But anyway, I really want to see you at the preseason home game. Yeah, it upsets me that tickets are so high. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, holla at me off air, man. How many? You gotta let me at least buy you something, if that's the case. Yeah. So tonight we will be on Lion Syndicate. We'll be going live at about 6:30. Come check me out. I will have the game sound. I've been trying to figure it out, but I'm just gonna do some old school method. We'll figure it out. We're gonna have the game sound. We're gonna go live at 10:30. After the game, stay on for a little bit. Today's Friday, so most of you guys should be off tomorrow, and we'll have some fun tonight. Football is back, man. We are back. Let me give you a kind of a rundown. Hey, bro, I think I was talking to my wife yesterday. I think I'm gonna take the ferry. Even if I have to like make a couple extra bucks and take the ferry. The reason I say that is because it's expensive. It's going to take the same amount of time, but I'm going to be driving a lot. And the week before that is Cincinnati. So you've got Green Bay, then they're home. So Green Bay, we kick off. I'm supposed to be driving. Then we're home. Then it's Cincinnati. Then it's Kansas City. I plan on driving to every single game except the LA Rams. That's the only one I'm not going to drive to. So I want to like keep my stamina. Plus, I've never been on a ferry, so I think I'm gonna try to do that. Maybe I'll run out, do a couple deliveries, and grab, the $200 I need. So I'm thinking about doing that, man, because then I can relax on the way there. I can relax on the way back because I got to drive to the ferry, ride the ferry, and then drive from the ferry. You know what I mean? So plus, you said it was like what, $40 in toll, something crazy like that. So I think I'm thinking about doing that right now, just because I haven't done it, and this is all about doing stuff I haven't done. What's up, Skilva says I'm black. I'm sure you ether my take. Not ether your take, bro. How did you leave after I knew you weren't in here? I'll make it a segment. It's in here. I didn't ether your take. With Rakestraw going down. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Okay. All right, let's do this last segment before the show wraps up. So the Detroit Lions lost Ennis Rakestraw for the season. Brad Holmes takes back-to-back cornerbacks in 2024. In my opinion, he has a fascination with cornerbacks. You would think he played cornerback, but he actually played, I want to say, defensive end. That might be why he hates it so much. I don't know. But we lost our second-round pick for the entire 2025 season. Right now, not looking too good. Now, I did compare him in a different segment to a third-round pick who had very similar kind of fortune as Ennis, which was Ife Melifonwu. He was a third-round pick. We got him from the Matthew Stafford trade. He was the first pick we got from the Matthew Stafford trade. And he wind up hurt year 1, hurt year 2, hurt half of year 3, came out, hurt year 4, right? But he showed flashes. I think that Ennis is going down that same path. But now we could use a cornerback more than likely, right? And we still got 3 preseason games to go, multiple practices, joint practices. We got a long way to go before the season is out or starts. And I don't know about y'all, but it's kind of like, I know like Freakier Friday came out today, right? Then you got Wednesday that came out on Netflix. And I ain't a superstitious guy. I'm not like any of that stuff. But it's kind of weird, man. Freakier Friday. And yesterday, we lost 2 cornerbacks, and they were rookies, which is crazy, right? Both done for the season. Not we, but the NFL. I forgot what team it was. Let me know in the comment section. I think it was like the same team or something crazy like that. So it might be something in the air. It might be something in the water. Lions are coming off very successful years, injury-free. They got rampage last season, and it seems to be carrying over to this season as well. But we haven't played a single game yet, so not time to panic. Oh, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, former Detroit Lion, it was reported that he blew his ACL out, but then it was reported he didn't blow his ACL. But then 2 years ago, during training camp when he was a Detroit Lion, there was a very similar scare involving his knee. Crazy. That's crazy. So it's something in the air. But there's a free agent cornerback that was brought up in the comment section named Asante Samuel Jr. But before we look at his stats and his potential market value, let's take a look at the potential free agent quarterbacks. James Bradbury is one. Kendall Fuller. Stephon Gilmore. I know we were talking about him for a little bit. Rasul Douglas. Okay, so C.J. Henderson, Michael Davis, Emmanuel Mosley. I'm going to keep it a buck. I didn't even know he was still in the league. That's crazy. But there's that name right there, Asante Samuel Jr. Let's scroll down a little bit. Is there anybody? Cameron Sutton. I, for some reason, thought the Pittsburgh Steelers brought him back. But that is no-go for show. No-go for show. So those are the names that we are looking at. These are the available free agent cornerbacks. So, of course, we're going to stay as far away as possible from Cameron Sutton. We're probably not going to go Emmanuel Mosley, obviously, right? Stephon Gilmore, we have yet to bring him in. We have had his brother for a limited time. So Asante Samuel Jr. is probably the best out of these guys. Let's look at his stats, and then we'll come back and look at his market value. Of course, he was a second-round pick in 2021. And if we look at his stats for his career, he was drafted, by the Chargers? Is that right? Yeah, second-round pick, played his whole rookie contract in L.A., played 2 full seasons. There it is. So he's coming off of an injury. So what do you know? That lines right up with Brad Holmes. I'm surprised Brad hasn't knocked down his door already. Coming off of, what was his injury? Somebody put it in the comment section. What happened to Asante Samuel? Had to be some type of injury. But in his rookie season, 2 interceptions. So he's averaged 2 interceptions per season up until last year. Played out of a possible, 68 games. He has played 34, 38, 50. That ain't too bad, right? If my math is correct. But what about his market value? Asante Samuel Jr. Click right here, and let's see what the man's market value would be. Is there any guesses on his market value before I click? What do you think it is? Put it in the comment section. Pause the video if you want. Market value, $11 million? What? That's crazy. That's why he will not. 4 years, $11 million a year. In the words of the great Bishop. Hold on. No. That's that. Ain't no way. We gave Cam Sutton that. And the reason I say ain't no way is because we already have. So Terrion Arnold is under contract, obviously, for the next 4 seasons, including this one. You have Brian Branch, 2 years, albeit he's a safety. Kirby Joseph got a massive extension. DJ Reed is still under contract, right? How long is DJ Reed going to be under contract? Let me see what his contract is. But that would explain why probably Asante is still on the free agent list. So let me see. DJ Reed, we'll type in his contract real quick and see what we looking at. I want to say he's under contract for longer than this year. It's not a Carlton Davis situation. Okay, there we go. DJ Reed is under contract. Wow. So he's under contract, obviously, this season. And next season, the Lions have a potential out. Wait a minute. What? What is this? Have I looked at this recently? Hold the phone. That's right. Oh my God. I forgot about that. Yeah, DJ Reed ain't going nowhere. We signed him to like a 3-year deal, and so much was guaranteed because he only made what? It was like $12 million less than Carlton Davis. Wow. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, we couldn't do this because we got Terrion. So this is crazy. So he's under contract for 3 seasons. Look at all these voided years. And again, these voided years are for contract purposes. He's still on the books. He will still be on the books through 2031. To put that in perspective, y'all remember DJ Chark? DJ Chark just came off the books at the end of last season, and he last played for the Detroit Lions in 2022. So yeah, he might be worth it, but he won't be on this team. That's crazy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Should Brad do it? I mean, that's a lot on a guy that you probably wouldn't even start unless he outperformed Terrion. I don't know. I don't think so, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done for today. I appreciate that. Jason says bringing back E-Man would be crazy. Yes, it would. And it sounds like Brad. You know what I will say, though? It seems like Brad will give you a second chance, but he won't give you a third. So he gave Levi, he'll give him a second chance. He gave Emmanuel a second chance. But it seems like he'll quickly give you another one. But a third chance, you ain't about to get. So Davenport finishes this year on IR. He ain't coming back. He balls out, he can get a contract. So I don't know. I want him to ball out so he'll help us get to a Super Bowl. Anyway, appreciate y'all, man. We will be live for the game tonight. Make sure you guys get ready. Get all your ducks in a row. Pop your popcorn. Get your beverage of choice, and let's have some fun tonight. This will be my first stream of the year, so I'm excited. It's been a long time. Malachi, holla at me off air, my brother. I would appreciate that. If y'all don't know, this is why I said Malachi looks 17. Check this out. This is the guy that said something about the tickets in the comment section. He said, wife. I said, ain't you a minor, bro? Ain't you a minor? No, I'm just playing. Man, I remember them days when I used to get mistaken for a young person. Nah, they call me Unc. They call me Unc, man, which is, I don't know how I feel about that. That means I done crossed over to old man territory. Not quite old, not quite young. I appreciate y'all, man. I will see you tonight. Go Lions.
This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the home team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster along, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, One, two, forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard top, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The home team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright, alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh.